Brute force and stupidity engaged. You know how there's like Facebook marketplace ads where it's like running when parked? Yeah. This is not the one you want to call for. Well, welcome back to the land to get off my lawn. Get off my lawn. And dirty old half-burnt diesel at the crack of dawn. Willard dog, what are you doing? Look, Willard, the sun. Don't stare into it though, you're stunned. We haven't seen the sun and warm weather in forever. 32 degrees freedom units out right now, but feels pretty warm to this guy. Just majestic out. Look at all this mint stuff. I mean, you gotta have an MP205, 435, dually rear def, stacks of tires everywhere. You need all this stuff. Don't I, Willard dog? Do I need it? You done, dog? All right, well, I was going through the comments in the last couple of videos. Oh, everything, the water is still in solid form and some of this stuff. But I was going through a bunch of the comments, the LubeTube videos. I always appreciate reading through those. Actually editing up a new Patreon only video for the Minty Pricks. The old Steve Earle, Bush Beers, and cigarette lighter start or something like that I did years ago. I think it was almost 10 years ago on this exact piece of dirt. It was sitting way over there. Willard, you're stunned. You can't pull that tire out of the ice, bud. It's stuck in the ice. You stunned, dog. Willard, get. So I was looking through the video, editing her all up mint. I should have that one posted here. Well, this video is going to be up a bit after that one. But I was going through it all and I was getting all sentimental about the a few of the old trucks that I was getting running. Look at this old bumper. But he's got like 8 balls on it.
You just grew a 3rd ball.
Look at that. Willard, get out of here. Get. And the water is in solid form. All of it right here. Oh, for fuck's freak. Willard, why do we live up here? Every time we ask that. Oh, there's a sawed-off Frenchman's steering ram for his the old Catalina wine mixer. Gotta come get that. Look at all this mint junk in here. Even got the keys in it. I think it's got a window delete. It smells like cat piss. Oh, a mint Chevy tailgate. So I was going through the old editing of the video there. Well, I seen this old girl. She was sitting there. I got her fired up at the time. Oh man, I just hacked the whole wiring harness off for the. Oh, I'm stunned. But I got this old girl running for the video. It was, I don't know, it had been sitting for about a year when I went and got it running that time. But meow, I don't even remember the last time this old 79 Fur's been running. She's this is the old Black Pearl. I built this truck when I didn't have the pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I made her out of a bunch of minty old junk that I had laying around. And me and the old lady, we went out in this old prick all the time. We went out camping. We went down to the river. I got some nice pictures of the old lady there holding the old 12 gauge in front of the old girl. It just got the old ticker a little hurting as to why I got this thing sitting here, you know. I kind of want to get her out of here, and about 7,485 minty pricks in the comment section want to see this old prick go. So I figure I'd give you guys the lavish tour as to what's going on. Since that video, the old cold start of it, back in the day, I did put a tire. Willard, you're too stunned, bud. No, you can't get the tire out. It's frozen. Oh, that's a snow stick. That's a good one. I'll give you guys the old grand tour of the old girl. She's a 79 Ford. I paid, I think it was like $300 for it. And I got it from my buddy Keith, and I drove it onto the trailer. It was really bad when I got it. It had a wore out mill in it. It had a 306, and it had all the hours on it. I don't know. It had the worst blow by I'd ever seen in the 306 before, but it still ran and still drove because that's what these 306s do. They, well, they're just loyal as the day is long. Willard, look at a stick. Go get the stick. Go get the. Oh, I fell over here. Oh, he's gonna get the stick. Oh, he's gonna struggle trying to get that thing out of the bush. Are you gonna struggle? Are you struggling? Oh, he's struggling. Come on, Willard dog, get the stick. Oh yeah, he's stunned. You got a wide load there, bud? Oh, he's sticking it. Willard, bring the stick. Bring the stick. Oh, he's struggling. Willard, get the stick. Bring that stick. Bring the stick. Is that wide? Oh, it's a stick. He's like a skitter dog. All right, well, I gave the tour of the old girl on the on that video, but she had been sitting here for an awful long time. So I built the old ACO shack and a shop over there, and it was way over there in the corner of the property. Willard, you gotta relax, bud. So yeah, this old girl, she's been sitting for forever, and worse than that. So you know how when guys will go to revive and jives and they hope that when they show up that the truck is it's all complete and all they got to do is throw fuel in it and get her going, and that's about it. Basically that it had a really good owner before the guy went and got it. Well, the problem about this old truck is I used to own it, and I was not nice to this old Ford, like at all. I whooped the stuffing out of this truck every chance I got. I pulled out mega trucks out of swamps. Brody just said for me to not say that my Ford pulled the piece of Dodge out. So my Ford pulled the piece of Dodge out. I took it across rivers. I pulled a Dodge out of the river. It was, if you guys have been around the channel for a while, like I pulled a 5500 Dodge out of the river by flipping it over. That Dodge needs to do a rollover or barrel roll. What do you think? Anyway, that thing has about 8 million pounds of riverbed and on the other side of it. And it needs to be flopped over this way. Over she comes. And that's a 10,000 pound Princess Auto Winch. Got her on special. Here she comes. She's gonna make a splash. Yeah, buddy! Woo! Why do I love my Ford truck? That's a Ford. Loyal. Oh, look at the front of it. The face ripped right off. It couldn't handle the river. Oh man, we dented the grill. And we even had to smash a good microwave to get in here. How does she feel? How does she handle?
Like a new Dodge.
Don't f with the truck. Difference between that Dodge and a tampon is the size of the rope you used to pull it out. So how's the newest truck you've ever driven? Water?
Dodge. Waterlogged.
Waterlogged. Oh, look at how much riverbed. A little bit of riverbed in there. The river silt had swallowed the whole truck, and anyway, I've beat the absolute tar out of this thing. And the last time I drove it, I had 38.5-inch boggers on it. So the willows growing up through it here, they haven't gotten that big yet. So it's probably only been sitting here about 7 years. Yeah, about 7 years, I reckon. I don't know. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm kind of stunned. Willard, your secondhand stunness is rubbing off. Oh, look at that. So it's got the old piston broke stickers on the back window. The old red line for a good time. That's OG. I welded up that chain link gun rack for it. Had the old SKS and 12 gauge in there when I go hunting. Willard. So I had the 38.5-inch boggers on it, and it had the stock Dana 60. I don't know if it was a Dana 60 or a Dana 61, but I might have rev and dumped it a couple times and sheared the pinion clean off. So I mean, there's that. That's a little bit hurting. That bearing's still good though. A little bit of WD-40 and it'd come right back to life. So not only did I do that, but after I ripped the pinion off of it, and the driver or passenger side wheel bearing is piled right up and the axle's busted or something. The whole thing was run hard and put up wet. It's completely sacked out, but I love this old Ford. It's got a special spot in the old ticker. The windshield in it is from 1979. It's got the stock windshield in her. Got the old inspection sticker. You can see it from the inside. And on the old Patreon video that I posted, it's got, yeah, it's 1978 from British Columbia stand. So this truck originally come from BC. It's got the stock windshield in it. I mean, that's just mint. The drip rails haven't even rotted out that bad yet. That's fine. I don't think I had enough paint to paint the roof, but I mean, who the f sees the roof anyway? Well, this thing was on its side a couple times, but not only did I beat the ever-living out of this old Ford. She spent years, well, with me bagging on it. When I built my my family unit, this guy had to get butchered up. I pulled the leaf springs out of it. I didn't have any leaf springs, didn't have the money to buy new ones, and I put new leaf springs in this old hot rod. So I robbed those out of it. I robbed, I don't even know how much over the years I've robbed off of it. Well, there's no alternator on there anymore. Yeah, there's not a whole lot left to this old girl. I know that I robbed the coolant temperature sensor out of it because I needed one for my old Bic, my old backhoe there. Didn't have the money to buy one of those, so I just robbed the one. I robbed the one out of this guy. So there's no coolant in it. There's the rad in it's really rotten. I think there's a giant hole in it. I think there might be. The rad actually might be mint still. It might be mint. We'll see. So this is going to be a gigantic project that I'm going to try to hammer out in 15 seconds and do everything really half-assed, but I'm going to drive it again. It's going to be mint. But she's probably the longest sitting pile of hot rod here. This thing was sitting here even before the bus showed up, so it's definitely buried in a pile of there's Fords everywhere. Look at, as far as the eye can see, it's just sassy pants old Fords. I mean, that's just what you want to aim for in life. All the sacked out mint old Fords. But what a cripple's gonna do is go get some pile of iron to get this thing out of the hole she's in. And don't get me wrong, it's frozen into the ground. I hope I don't wreck it that bad getting it out of here. I mean, it's already pretty. The front end is right frozen into the ground, old Catalina wine mixer style. I don't know how I'm gonna get that out, but it looks like the sunlight has melted around the tire and it doesn't have onto the axle that bad. So I'll just give her the old pry bar action with whatever machine I got. Maybe I'll stuff some stuff under the front bumper and just rip her up and it'll all be fine.
You sure about that?
All right, but enough mouth breathing and mongoloiding. Let's go get something fired up to get this thing out. All right, well, we got to move this precious auction by here, and then we're gonna move that trailer, and we got to move probably a bunch of other, and then we can get to her. This is gonna be no problem at all. Definitely worth the investment. The Dodge Delete is probably sacked out and it's gonna need a boost and lots of Cosby sauce, so we might as well get old Rhonda running. Well, old Rhonda's the old three-wheeled wheelchair for this old cripple, so I haven't had that thing running all year. It's probably gonna fire right up. I'm just gonna spray it with sauce, and if the battery's dead, I'll just kick it over until it runs. It'll be fine. Oh, everything loves the Cosby sauce. I'd say the old prick probably has a can of Cosby sauce in her, but every time I get face drunk and go rip in it, and the wind ended up taking off with the Cosby sauce cans. All right, is this still good? Is it dead? Oh no, she's gonna fire. The battery's still good. Wheeler dog. It's old Rhonda. Oh, we got the Cosby sauce hole. All of it. Oh, Willard. Oh, self.
Beavis, you gotta get a whiff of this.
A Wiener dog loves this thing. You can go running after the trike. Let's see. Oh, just loyal. I love this old trike.
There is a 1 in 3 chance that the ATV will carry its rider to serious injury or death. By far the most dangerous vehicle on the market today.
Number 1, stop being a pussy.
Want to check out the dump? You can't go for a rip down the road without checking out the dump. Where do you know pot and pan for some dog food? Oh, some nice fine china. China. You want this guy? You want that? Get the stick. Oh, is that a sassy old VCR? What is that? Oh, it's an old amplifier. Oh man, it weighs like 80 pounds. Look at this. That's all right. Let's go get that dozer running. Well, I'm gonna check out the metal pile first. Then we're gonna go get the dozer running. Oh yeah, a couple mint dump mowers, some rope, old toolbox. Buddy threw out all kinds of bins. Sacked out old water pump. I think he probably got a good carb on it. Is she a runner? Oh, it's a Honda clone. Oh, I wonder if it'll just fire right up. We even got Cosby sauce. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, it sounds like it's struggling. That's a good dump motor. At home. Mint. Dirty old dump provides. Right, Witter dogs? I needed this thing. I don't know what I need it for, but there's one day I'm gonna need it. Oh yeah, right on the pile. I got that one a little while ago. It runs too. The dump provides. Witter dog. All right, so I waited a day to go get that piece out of the backyard. And we got about 6 inches of fresh snow, and it's a hot pile of what a debacle. Procrastination really did feller once again. But I did get some done in the shop, and Willard's still stunned. We'll fire Ron to back up. She's probably gonna need Cosby sauce again. Come on. Oh. Come on. Oh yeah. All right, I'll go grab the booster pack and get the old Dodge leader going. Man, this old booster pack's about as heavy as 1 ton Tanya.
1,000-ton beast to crush everything in its way. 1 tank to rule them all.
But it puts out about the same too. Gotta make sure we got the fresh Cosby sauce in there. We're good. Willie dog. Oh, you smell that, buddy? She's got race gas in her. Oh yeah. Willie dog. You're too stunned, bud.
That dog is cool.
Let's see if there's anything left in the batteries. Should be something left in here. Oh, all the snow though. The battery killed? Well, the battery was killed. Throttle's not froze. Willard, stop ripping all the trees down. Oh, he's so stunned. Oh, the fuel shutoff works. Willard, you're stunned. Is there any crank in it? Oh, there's crank in it. All right, well, let's blow it up with some Cosby sauce and then rebuild the engine for the rest of the day. I can't believe the batteries aren't dead. Willard, you're stunned. All the way to the mat. Oh.
You rookie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got oil pressure and everything. Man, it always goes up and then falls back down and goes up and falls back down. I don't know what's up with that, but it's probably fine. We'll let her warm up for like 4 days, but she's cold. How dare you? Oh, look at the majestic chooch that comes out of that thing. Just a smoky old hooer. I got the mass protection here. And this thing runs like when it's cold. All right, is she gonna move? Oh yeah. What a treat. There's just a haze of blue smoke over the whole yard from this thing idling. Man.
Still pretty frozen.
Holy that thing in there. There she goes. Man. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing.
You sure about that?
That's the best thing about skid shacks like my house. You know, they're frozen to the ground. You just give her a little bit and rip her on out. Can't do that with one of them houses that don't move, I tell you that. You guys in your fancy houses that don't move.
If you own a home that is mobile and 14 cars that aren't, you might be a redneck.
How dare you. All right, well, spin the old hooer around and yank her out. Man, a couple of tires in the snow there. You guys ever have that problem when you're moving snow? You got like 85 tires in the way?
No, I don't think so.
Well, let's see here. Oh, she's definitely sitting on the ground. Is that a receiver hitch or a bumper? That's a bumper. Oh no. She is frozen to the ground. I don't think this thing's gonna be as forgiving as that old skid shack was. A lot of out in the old Alberta has been wrecked at the hands of impatience of the ice to melt. And I hope today isn't going to be the same thing.
You can wish in one hand and crap in the other.
Sometimes that happens. Well, I think we're going to figure out how good of a welder I used to be. That's hooked onto the old bumper I welded on in there years ago. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, the back of the machine's definitely off the ground. That's not good. She is in there. Oh, there goes the bumper. Well, hope I'm not bending the of the frame rail over here. No, we're good, I think. Oh yeah, we're golden. Don't worry, I got lots of steel we can make another bumper out of. That's oh, it ripped the end of the frame right out. Check that out. Well, I guess my welds were good back in the day. Man, this thing is in here, like all of it. There's a chain here, and I think the chain is hooked to the receiver hitch that's definitely still in there. And the receiver hitch is below the ice by definitely a couple inches. All right, so we're hooked to that. Hopefully the chain rips out of the ice up, and allows us to pull the truck out. It is in the ground. The old track loader's 2 feet off the ground in the back.
But it's hard on equipment.
She come out. Oh yeah, I barely even anything up that bad. Oh, that's fine. The frame rail's a little bent, no big deal. Receiver hitch a little bent, no big deal. Bumper's a little bent, no big deal. Other than that, it even unloaded that old slip tank. What a treat. Our next problem with the ice is the front diff. So the front diff is definitely froze in, like bad, like all of it. I was trying to do this yesterday, but then Mother Nature so I'm just gonna gently pull up on her, and hopefully, you know, it just bends a little bit and breaks it out of the ice. I hope that's what happens. Yeah, we're gonna wish in one hand.
The other one, see which one fills up first.
Oh, that's fine. You can clearly see that front diff is in there, all of it. You know what? I could put them block in the back of the leaf spring, and when I set the truck down, it'll cantilever and hopefully pop that thing out of the ice. But the old girl's pretty rock solid other than everything. Oh yeah, that chain's safe. All this is safe. It's safe, fine. All right, so now, if I put this guy underneath that prick, when I set her down, it should leave her over and then break the ice free, hopefully. If not, we gotta go back to the drawing board. Oh, that wheel is in there. It's bending the leaf springs. That's probably bad. All right, so the next plan here is take the old axe and the old bottle jack. I think maybe what a cripple can do is chisel a spot out in the ice so the axe will hold, and then, or the bottle jack will hold, and then jack up on the rim. I think that might be mint. We gotta get rid of this prickle bush. These old, I don't know if these are devil's clubs or not, but when I was a kid, my brother and I used to, I think it was my brother, we used to whip each other with these things. You grab a hold of an old devil's club and whip your brothers in the ass with that thing. Oh, that's how brothers tell brothers they love them. If a guy gave her all the weight, he'd probably just axe this whole thing out. But I can't get on the back side to get at the axle side of it, because it's also froze. It's kind of thawed out underneath, which is handy. So I'm gonna try to get that in there and then put it on the bottom side of the rim and give her all the way. Can't believe it's thawed out under there. I think that'll fit in there, meow. We might bend the rim though. Man, good thing I got 7,000 of them. Wish I had wind out here. I could just use the old pneumatic function. Check it out, Beavis.
I'm jacking off.
It's just barely on there. Oh, maybe get a little bit more angle on it. I feel like I'm ice fishing for a bird. Brute force and stupidity engaged. You guys hear that? I hear ice creaking. I smell burning paint. It's definitely bending the fuck out of that rim. Man, is this thing in there. Right now where we got it, it's gonna stretch the springs out a little bit, but that might make it mint so we can get under there. Oh!
I'm in danger!
Here. Oh! Oh, she went! Oh, that was awesome! I think. Do you guys hear that? That's the sound of air coming out of the tire and ice breaking. So the jack's on a pretty ridiculous angle, meow, but I mean, that's just the way she goes. Not a whole lot else I can do. It won't jack up straight on her. I think they're way cooler when you're putting wind through them. Oh, she's moving. Yeah. All right, so that's jacked up. It's broke free out of the ice. I should be able to just back out of there with it now, I think. No, I think we're good there. I think. Definitely a lot of ice. All of it. At least there's another tire on it. That's good. Oh, I had it with you willows. We'll see if she comes out of the frozen hole she's in. I don't even think I f***ed up all these trucks that bad. I mean, I f***ed that one up a little bit, and that one up a little bit. They're not even that bad. They're fine. Oh, did I wreck the bottle jack? I hope it didn't. It's my favorite bottle jack in the whole wide world. No, still a mint future. Alrighty, well, let's go put that hot rod in the shop. All right, so we made her in the shop. She's a little worse for wear, but I mean, it's fine. Just gotta add a little bit of stuff. And I got a little bit of stuff. We did rally the frame a little here, but nothing a torch and a hammer can't fix. And then the bumper's completely ripped off. But I mean, I got lots of dump steel laying around. Well, there's a lot of to be had, but I don't think it's too far gone. Kevin thinks it's too far gone.
She's a little rough, buddy.
So I had this thing 2 years after we started at Weatherford.
As I told you, I was at Weatherford. I didn't realize this is the one we were bagging. That's the first time I bagged with you was in this truck.
Yeah.
Remember I tried to jump out?
You say bag or bang?
Bagged.
Oh, okay.
Remember I tried to jump out? You were climbing that hill?
Yeah.
You pulled me back in. I was trying to jump out. I thought we were going to flip.
I just welded the diffs, and I had those old Thornies on it that I got from a dump. I got greasy old Thornbirds on it.
Then went to Wendy's. Remember we were hopping around the corner?
Yeah, everywhere you go. Well, the welded diff is literally gone. It's been deleted. I figured I got this thing in, so it would have been 09, 2010 maybe?
Probably.
I got this, I think, yeah.
You're looking at 15 years, buddy.
I never had a shop while I had this thing. I never had a shop, never had anywhere to work on it. I did the motor swap in my backyard, just covered in dog.
I kept how good it looks. You didn't even dent it. It's got half the tire.
No, I treated this thing just beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You know how there's like Facebook Marketplace ads where it's like running one park?
Yeah.
This is not the one you want to call for. This isn't the good one.
All highway miles.
Yeah.
Lady driven, buddy.
I exquisitely this thing.
Yeah, if you want to sell it, you might not get me to pull like something.
No, you gotta leave that in there. That's resale bushes.
That out.
Oh,
It makes it environmentally friendly.
look at it. That hinge goes right back in the spot. I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I rebuilt that starter out of junk I had laying around from a dump, and then I had fuel injected manifolds, fuel injected exhaust manifolds for it because it was gonna free up the horsepower. All right, Cody, ready to weld some shit?
You got her, boss.
Gonna weld this nasty ass crack up, and we'll show you also how to have a good barbecue at the same time. I knew that regulator would come in handy one day.
Pull it down over now.
Open her up for me here. Put that manifold goodness. There we go. You don't want to burn them.
So I'm gonna cook it for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes till she's about golden black. And then we're gonna proceed to weld them.
And that's medium well, right?
Actually, I'm gonna say that's burnt to a crisp.
And she's just cooking nicely. Oh, the burgers are good. Gotta flip them quick. Don't want to f them up. A little bit of a flip here. Nice char on them, eh? Phil Collins would be proud.
Look at these dirty things here cooking up nice. Whoa, baby!
Now that is cooked to perfection. Nice texture.
Tastes a little bit like gear oil.
It wasn't so bad as that. I didn't put the fuel injected manifold on because of that. I did it because it had the two-piece manifold that bolts to the bottom of the intake, and it heats the out of the intake when they're cold, and it's supposed to be emissions or whatever. Well, that all warped, cracked, and up, and I tried to hillbilly JB weld it. Well, that's when I learned that JB weld, the high heat stuff, is not hot enough for manifolds. And everywhere I went, it just burning your eyes with half-burnt JB weld.
Perfect. That's what you want.
Oh yeah. I put that flex light fan in there, and I put this is a rat out of a big block. I just put a bunch of hoses together. Man, this thing's mint.
And I can't believe this is the truck. You've had like 1,000 trucks, but this was the one.
This is
our
number
first
one.
ride. This is our first bag, man. I can't believe it. That's special.
And don't worry, after she gets running, we're gonna go bag the it again. Just mint. Still shotgun shells all over the dash. Cabela's Canada can help fill that up.
Oh.
We can fill up that thing that's definitely not what everybody's thinking it is. Man, I made that. I remember how proud I was.
Badass, buddy.
Oh, my welds are all broken, but it's still doing its thing.
There's a rack for a ride and a rifle up back behind the seat. The old original design, buddy. Look at that back window.
Yeah.
There's your proof of age right there.
Yeah.
It's a fine whiskey. You can see the age.
It's not even zipped out in butterflies. It's piston broke.
Piston broke, buddy.
Yeah.
You got a Dodge symbol on it, though.
Yeah, we had a Ford, Dodge, Chevy.
We all got to grow up.
Oh, yeah. I stopped having a taste for wieners, so, I stopped putting Dodge stuff on there.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, man. But this thing's got, like, the Burt Reynolds of driveline in it. 306 is an MP435 and an MP205. Well, it doesn't have a Dana 60 in the front, but I mean, nobody can afford those.
What's the back tip? What was the back
it's
tip?
Bluetooth.
Oh, Bluetooth.
First year of this model.
Oh,
yeah, Bluetooth.
Bluetooth that year. That's right. I remember that now.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I did
don't have to worry about four-wheel drive. You're all-wheel drive all the time.
Man, I had
the front.
I had the track loader bouncing off the ground trying to get the back out of the ground. The water was level like over top of the receiver hitch. It didn't even look like there was a receiver hitch on it. My welds are mint though. I welded that up years ago and it ripped the frame out. Man, I'm putting this thing back on the road, bud. She's gonna be mint. I got a couple parts struck, and I gotta add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but she'll be good to go again. Well, I bet you $20 you put a snort in it, it'll fire up and idle like nothing.
All your does.
Oh, but I did use it. Well, not only was this truck a daily driver, but when it got out here, it got turned into a bagger, and then after I bagged it, turned into a parts truck. So there's a lot of missing components, like a lot.
So here I go down the road, it's a rusty rattling ride.
Anybody else remember what movie this song's from? Just a wonderful song. Even better movie. All right, so we're back to the land of Cosby sauce and trucks that are almost a complete loss. I mean, I still love it. Everybody keeps telling me they're posted on the old WhatsApp group chat, and everybody thinks I'm stunned and this, that, and the other. And my right-legged man, Kevin, thinks I'm retarded for getting this thing back going, but I love this old Ford. All the abuse I gave her in the past, I'm gonna give her enough love to make up for that and then abuse the shit out of it again. All right, so first things first, well, the hood is just thundered. But don't worry, we got parts for all this. And it's still really cold outside, so we can still get all the junk out of the backyard before it turns into mud. That's a struggle. I almost got killed by one of these springs one time doing this exact same thing. These things just come rickshawing out of there and get you right in the mouth. Now the first things first, I don't think it's seized up. Oh, the belts are all missing off of her. There's a lot of things missing.
Like my leg.
Like a lot. Like how many things? All of it. But first things first, what we're gonna do is get a little bit of inspiration here. We're gonna dink with these battery connections, get them all dialed in, and just to see if she'll shoot. I do remember that this is a hot wire from before, so we're gonna hot wire it. We're just gonna dink with that, dial the old grinder into these wires, put some lugs on her, and call her mint. Oh, there's all the alternator wiring. That's fine. Oh yeah, oh that's fine. Where the hell's the power wire? What kind of hillbilly shit was I into? That was a disaster. It's not a very big power wire anymore. Oh, the fender. All right, so we got power, we got ground. Oh, that'll work just like that. And we're not gonna run the dual Optimas because those are really expensive, meow. When I was driving this truck before, I used to get Dumptimas out of the dump all the time, but that ain't happening. So she's getting a dirty old Series 31 in her. All right, listening to her start is gonna give me a lot of inspiration. I think this battery box that I made years ago out of old dump bed frames is gonna fit these things just mint. Well, not mint, but good enough. Oh yeah, we could even use this old ratchet strap I got here. Even got battery tie downs right out of the gate. Man. The old pagan-legged version of me was just thinking about the future, you know? I didn't think I'd drink myself to death or anything like that. The drugs, the booze, and the alcohol hasn't set in enough to kill me just yet, so all those ideas I had back in the day, they're still working. That's good. Planning for the future, I mean, you just gotta limit yourself to just the right amount of booze and the right amount of drugs, and you won't die. That's basically taking care of your body. I don't know why I'm tying it down like I'm gonna go for a rip right now. This thing's sacked right out. All right, ground over here, power over here, mint. Yeah, these big truck batteries, if you guys haven't done that to your old Fords yet, you got to get on that. They're way awesomer than anything junk you can buy from the car store. Since all you minty pricks are always so observant of everything in my shop. But I went and got this new organizer for all my everything's kind of organized now instead of this giant shelf of blow molded cases. But I wanted to go get this thing, and the lady wanted $2 grand for it. I offered her $1,500. She said yeah. I wanted her to go get it. She was running the skid steer, set the thing down on uneven ground. Next thing you know, it's falling onto its face and all the drawers open. Completely wrote it off, but you know, she's missing a few drawers, but I think she's pretty mint still. This thing is all the China though. All the China.
China, you take China.
But it's a lot better than what I had before. So I'm excited.
I wanna come over. The hell with the consequence.
What a beautiful song. Jack all these guys off. That sounded oh yeah, even the right color tape, what for one day when my boy wants to take this thing for a rip after I'm dead and gone, he's gonna know what color everything is. Man. All right, so usually when you hook a battery up, there's gonna be sparks and stuff that happen because there's gonna be a bit of a draw. But the whole ignition in this thing has been R-worded. So all of that is all cut up. It's double butt connectored. So I mean, you know, you're not gonna not have double butt connectors. That's a nightmare. We're gonna have to worry about that later. It is a 79 Ford and everything's pretty easy to wrench on. Oh, look at the old fuse panel. Oh, it smells like cat piss in here. I actually replaced a lot of the fuses in there that had 22 shells in them for the longest time because I didn't want to get shot in my good foot. This is the ignition wire I hillbillied up. So this is going over here. Oh, did I butcher into that guy too? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's butchered. What is that? Oh, that's going to the coil wire. So it's got like double, dual, grounded out, hillbilly ignition system. Man, over the years, I have really butchered on this old girl. But don't worry, we're gonna get her back up to snuff here. So we hooked this guy to some power. Let's see if we got spark. Oh yeah, there's spark in there. It's pulling power. Put this guy through here. Let's see if she cranks. Oh yeah. There's no way it would fire up without Cosby sauce. There's no way. We're gonna try it out though. She's been sitting a couple minutes. Listen to her idle. Man, I'm excited. Yeah, now I'm all amped up. I'm gonna get this thing ripping. But we gotta see if she still drives. Look at that Ford door. That closes mint still. Cab's completely rotten. I'm gonna put this back up. I don't even know why that's in here. Let's see. Yeah, she still drives. Treat. Yeah. All right. I'll put some work into you. Oh, she died again. I don't think she wants to idle on that gross old pupil. Listen to that. Man, you don't beat these old 306. The old buzzing half dozen. Well, we'll give her some love meow. All of it. Oh, just so you guys are wondering, you say, Peg, like, how is it moving with nothing under the back, a piled up bearing on this side, and only one tire on it? Well, first, it's a Ford. It'll never give up.
America, Harold. America.
Second, you know, the most important part of an automobile is not to hold the wheel. This cripple may or may not have welded everything that had to do with differentials with these old pricks. That's what's crapping in there. Welded front diff, mint. Keep one thing in mind. You got a heartbroken hillbilly standing here in line. I've been down and lonely ever since she left. Don't rock the jukebox. That's fine. My heart ain't ready for a Rolling Stone. All right, well, let's go grab the old donor truck. Really down. All right, well, we got this minty old pile of Ford moved up here. The thing is this thing's almost in better shape than the truck I'm working on. So this thing here has got a Ford 9-inch in it. That's useless to me. Those are never tough enough for this guy. It's got damn near everything else. As far as the diff goes, winter dog. I got two Sterling 10.5s here. I don't know what they are for gear ratios. Well, I'm gonna have to do the old hillbilly check on them. But we can just go ahead and count the number of turns on that guy. I don't know, which one has 355s, because I'm pretty sure this old girl's got 355s in the front diff. I'll show you better the quick and dirty way to check gear ratios without pulling the cover off, because I never trust a tag. If you trust a tag, you're gonna have a bad time. All right, so that guy spins, right? So you just go ahead, oh man, look at this in here. Oh, she was mired in the mud for a long time. So all you do is you mark this guy. You mark your U-joint right there, your yoke. Marker to there. Mark one of these guys to here to here. So this guy should do one spin and it'll tell you whatever the spins are for this guy. So we got one spin, two spin, three spin, 3.5 spins. So that's 355s. So we got 355 gears in this guy. I knew I had a diff with 355s in it, and I was holding on to it for a special occasion, and I think this is it. It kind of sucks that this thing has 355s in it, because she's not a powerhouse. Of course I'm gonna put gigantic tires on it too, because I'm stunned. Hey, Wither Dog, am I stunned? Which one do you think's gonna, well, we hope that this one has it in it, because this one's got the leaf springs and all the candy. Oh, it's even got new leaf spring hangers. Or they're not new, are they new? They're riveted on there, but they look like they're brand new. This was out of something that I have no idea.
Garbage dump!
I collect a lot of don't I, Wither Dog? So let's just get to lifting up diffs and having a gander at what's in there for gears. Now with this lightweight thing dangling in the air here, we got, she's a limited slip or something of that variety, because they're both spinning. So we'll give this guy the old mark, this guy the old mark. Doesn't matter where you mark them, as long as you got some kind of reference there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So them are 410s. That sucks. Let's see what that one is. Well, this one here, it's got a tire on it. It's all bunged up. So I guess it would be, this would spin twice as much if you held one wheel shut, because that's how spider gears work. We take 355, divide that by 2, that you got 1.75. So that if it takes 1.75 turns for this, with this one held, that guy should be 355. We got 1, right? And now, yeah, 1.75, so that's 355 gears. So we're using this Sterling 10.25 and those leaf springs. Of course we have to with everything. That's how she goes.
Way of the road, buddy. Way of the road, Bubs.
Willard for Fox Creek, bud. So we just cut the frame off and weld her back together. It'd be mint. So a lot of you hillbillies are saying, hey Peg, this isn't 79, this is never gonna fit. Well, you're wrong. 79 Fords, you can bolt a Sterling 10.25 in, bolt in. Leaf springs, same. No, I'm not petting you. Okay, I'll pet you a little bit. So what a cripple's gonna do, all right, so hopefully these bolts come out. If these bolts come out and everything's mint, I'm not gonna have to do all the bushings and everything like that. What we're gonna do is add a go to heat to them bolts right now on both ends and hope it expands enough and jives enough to let the bushing let go of the bolt. Because if you've ever worked on these old Fords, I don't know if Chevs and Dodges are the same, but every time the bushing welds itself to the bolt and then it's just a bad time. So we got those things hotter to $2 pistol. Got a little bit of the bushing coming out of her. That's fine. Is that? There's no way. There's no way that that's actually happening. I couldn't believe it if you told me. But all that heat got to wiggle her a bit. And now, oh, it broke off. Man, that is spinning inside the bushing. So that is spinning inside of there. I think we're actually be able to get these things out. Hopefully this side does the same thing. Okay, the bushing's spinning on that side. That's bad. But it's coming out. That's mint. Yeah. I mean, that bushing's a little heat treated, but it still looks good. All right, the other side, a little air chisel action. Shout out to my buddy CP, the tool addict. He bought me these minty bits. They're straight out of America. That guy runs around shooting things, eating cheeseburgers and wrenching on trucks. That's America. Oh yeah. There goes the bolt. We're not even gonna bother dinking with them top bolts. We might loosen it off so the shackle flops around a bit, but other than that, we're golden, pony boy. So the front ones, let's see what happens there. More heat. All right, well, after burning up all the old Oxy Hank Hill there.
With propane and propane accessories.
I got everything definitely hot. Well, I got a little bit of smoke out of the bushings, but I mean, who's counting, right? Now on the move. Man, that one come loose. And no damage to all. What a treat. All right, well, let's see if we can't get this bolt out of here. Come on. No moving. Ah. All right, well, the old heat and beat and air chisel and oil, it ain't working. I've mangled that up a bunch. So next step is putting this thing in the press and pressing that bolt out of that bushing while it's still inside of that guy. Why? Because I really don't want to have to replace bushings because I don't have any. I don't want to go to town and spending money on that. And town sucks. Like, town's a real deterrent. The only reason I wear safety glasses nowadays because I don't want to go to town to get taken out of my eye. Junk. Oh, all the city, it's everywhere. Oh, and if you're wondering if we're gonna reuse U-bolts, oh, yeah, bud. I don't know who came up with all these stupid rules on not being able to reuse stuff. Like, them bolts come undone after a little bit of heat. All right, well, I think we grabbed everything a cripple needs for parts off this frame. We don't need the diff, but we're gonna keep it in here just in case we need parts. Wonder how many Tanyas it's gonna take to pop this guy free. All right, we got the oversized socket on the bottom. Let's see what happens here. Every time, 'cause I love a board. I love a board. All right, well, we'll delicately buck that off and then keep it. All right, well, with great bushing heat, we got all the off of it. So meow, we're gonna try pushing her through this way and then back the other way and wishing one hand in the other hand, see which one fills up first. Oh, Elvira, my bushing on fire for Elvira. Oh, what a wonderful song. I did 100 miles an hour to this song. Allegedly, somebody, not me, running from the cops. Oh, legend. Anybody out there want to come work for me? Come on, I'll pay you in beer and cheesies. Come on, someone out there wants to work for beer and cheesies. So this is a hot pile. Oh, well, there's always that one that's got a fella. At the end of the day, the bushing, it doesn't look that bad. Let's see here, let's give her a few. But the bushing doesn't look that bad. I think she's all gonna go back into the hole, and that's all we were looking for. All I wanna do is just stick it in the hole a little bit, just for a minute. So the next thing here is, I did do a hillbilly lift kit, like I do on all my old birds. You don't buy it, you just build some sacked out old leaf spring thing like I did down here. I'm pretty sure that's overload leaves inside of the pack with the stock 79 leaves, so those work mint. So I don't want this thing to be stink bug right out, as my buddy Dallas always says. So what a cripple's gonna do is measure how wide this leaf spring is, since this piece of shit doesn't even have provisions for overloads anyway. So if you guys don't know what overloads are, it's for when you have really fat, heavy ass old girlfriends that sack out the passenger side of your pickup. Old 1-ton Tanya gets all excited and starts squirting KFC gravy all over the inside of the truck. Next thing you know, all the leaf springs on the passenger side are snapped right off. So they have these overloads. What happens is, she's gonna progressively get fatter, but you want the truck to ride nice, right? So when you started dating her, she was only, you know, 200 pounds, and you can use the stock leaf pack for that. But you know, years of KFC abuse and a few thousand trips to Taco Bell has caused her to put on a few extra pounds. So then what you got to do is have an overload pack. So when the thing starts to sack out, these leaf springs poke up, and then they'll hit a couple of bumpers on the side of the frame. But this guy doesn't have it. There's no overload provisions at all on this thing, and I'm not going to put him in there. But what I can do is, since I'm reusing U-bolt, is the distance to which I have all this extra thread, I can add leaf springs in there until it's mint. So with all of this all combined, it's probably another, oh, and the U-bolt thread that we had poking out the top, we can add all of the leaf pack until right here. All right, so I safely went and uninstalled a couple of leaf springs out of the truck in the backyard. I mean, Wither Dog and I were barely standing underneath it with just the forks holding up. Wither Dog, we barely even almost died. I never bought leaf springs before. I've always just made leaf springs out of old junk I had, and they've always worked out. If you watch my video, Poor Pricks Lift Kit, that all those springs are still in that old furred. They, if you hit a cigarette butt doing anything better than 30 miles an hour, you blow your kidneys out, but they're still mint. So we'll take all these apart, take all those apart, and build some minty shit. This dip is struggling. I think this guy's busted off in there. I got my work cut out for me. You gotta love using junkyard parts. I mean, everything's barely even. It's fine. Oh, these wheel cylinders are gonna come right apart. I bet you that bleeder's gonna be just fine. And we're gonna even have back brakes for Fox Creek. But you got the U-bolt here mocked up and damn near flush. So now I'm gonna measure the distance between here, and that'll let me know how fat I can go with the leaf spring pack. So we're plugging along here. I got the dip all stripped up to and she's underneath there. Well, kinda. There's only one leaf spring in here, one set of U-bolts, one whatever the I made one Skookum leaf spring, but those are 1996 leaf springs, 1996 differential, and a 1979 furred, and they just bolt right in. Everything's interchangeable, which is beautiful. I found some mint bolts in the random hardware bin, so we're gonna duplicate the same spring for the other side, and Bob's your auntie if he didn't have a set of nuts. Are you playing just the tip?
Just the tip, buddy.
But I even made the table nice. I put the leaf springs in there nice for you. Top of the rim to the top of the fender, it's about 14 inch. And on the back, well, it's wampus because that's sitting on the ground, but it's about 14 and a half or 15 inches on the back. So it's gonna have the right rake. Man, well, you don't want to try out my homemade mayo?
No, I already took some. That's
yours. I made that myself.
Oh, did you?
Freshly squeezed.
Oh, it tastes like hillbilly. It tastes like gear oil.
Oh, what a nice table though, eh?
God.
Man, this is vegan, right?
Yeah, the food eats plants, and then we basically eat plants.
Yeah, this food turned it into plants.
Yeah, so who's the real vegan?
Yeah, we don't like that. You're racist. Wait.
Would it run some steak?
Did that look good? You're not drooling, are you? Wait.
He's a good dog.
Oh, smell that thing. Oh my goodness. Wait. Don't you wish you had some vegan friendly food?
He just wants to taste it a little. Just lick it. See if it's
yeah, just taste it. Wait. Oh, it tastes so good. Wait.
No, he's just checking.
Okay.
Good.
Look at the manifold on that dog. What's in the dirt now? Okay. Good boy. All right, so basically all you do to build these leaf packs is grab your old one. Well, this one's busted off, so we can't use that one. But you just take them, you lay them in there like so, and then you just cut them. That's stock, cut, stock, and this one's got the band on it that you bend out with the torch. No big deal. So that guy's that guy. And then I wanted to add one underneath here, and these two Skookum patties on the bottom. Yeah, and then afterwards, just grab some 3/8 threaded rod, weld a nut on the top, fish her down through, suck her up tight, and buck the excess off. Mint. All right, well, there's one leaf spring ready to go in the old furred. Mint. All right, so you got a really sacked out leaf spring hanger. Have no fear, the welder's here. That's like brand new meow.
Stunned.
Looks like you pissed yourself, bud.
He's thinking it.
Oh, right in the nut. Stop biting.
You have an established dominance.
Yeah.
If we were in jail right now, you'd be dropping the soap on purpose because Willard was frisky.
No, don't bite the get.
He's a Willard dog. He's the Willardest of dogs. It actually has a diff under it again. Imagine that. Man, oh man. I know nothing else is done, and I shouldn't do it, but we gotta get tires on it tonight.
Big dopey rims.
Oh, the sickest, dopest, dopey, sick dog trip one. All right, so none of the suspension bolts are tightened. Thing barely, well, there's no drive shaft in it. Everything's completely still, no shocks, no brake lines.
No girlfriend, no future, no dick.
No nothing, but I mean, when it's sitting on spot to which you can put 4 tires on it, you got to put the 4 tires on it. So we got some options. All of it's from the dump. Well, some of it's from Uncle Wiener's. Some of it's from places. This is the whole hoard of tires I had in the whole backyard. But Uncle Wiener's, every one of our stores in Canada, like Princess Auto, Uncle Wiener's, man, they should get together.
And it should.
Man, maybe old Princess needs some wienering.
Princess Wiener.
From old Uncle. So these are military tires. They're Michelin flavored and they're a Canadian military truck. And of course they have to use American tires. But don't worry, Canada's strong. Canada doesn't need anything that the States provides, remember?
We stand on guard, buddy.
Oh yeah, Canada, Canadians, Canadians. I don't remember anybody being Canadian when they were spraying me with mace in Ottawa, but you gotta wonder why my whole backyard looks like it does. You build trucks out of you gotta have. Boys, check how thick and dope and thick and stretch and dope and thick that is. What a hideous pile of Why anybody would want to stretch their tires over? I just had to see what it would look like. And suddenly I have the urge to put somebody's wiener in my mouth. Like who would want to do that? Is that thick? Oh, that's thick, dope and dog and trick. Dope and dope, dog. Yeah, let's just put my sidewall in danger zone non-stop. That's what we want.
That's good.
All right, what are we learning, Kevin?
Doing tires sucks.
I've never seen a tire go flat on the top before. They always say it's just flat on the bottom. They never say it goes flat on the bottom, but I mean, this one's flat on the top. It's weird. You want to show them how good the steering is? Hey, Giver, that tie rod end's still pretty good. Yeah, that's mint.
You don't have to worry about that.
Everything's pretty struggling, but we're still gonna give her all the way. It's fine. You see the wetness here? This wetness here is ancient. How bad is that gas smell?
Hey, what is that? That awful smell.
I got poopy.
Oh, it's all of it, man. That's crazy smell.
It's bad.
It's weird gas smell.
It's 12-year-old gas, and every frame rail, everything in this old prick is packed with oil burnt clay. Oh, look at the muffler welded right to the frame. Oh, it's still got the e-brake cable on it. I might be able to put the e-brake in it. I put magnets on the PTO because this MP435, it's in the old prick. I went to go do the oil in it and there was no oil that came out of it. So I pulled the PTO plates off and I found like cereal, like Captain Crunch gears falling out of the thing. I didn't have any money for a new one, so I just put new oil in it and I put these magnets on either side, and I drove this thing for 20,000 miles like that. It was fine.
I didn't realize you got a convertible poop hole out of this truck, eh?
Oh yeah, that's the nice floorboard.
Yeah, the floorboard. Here, look, there's a little garbage. You can pull that out.
Yeah, that thing's a stop sign away from being just fine.
Oh, you just push that. Oh, I didn't do that.
No, that's fine.
That didn't come out of the cab.
That's a good thing, yeah. That's good and tight. So this diff, I got the gears out of this diff from a dump. I found a 94 F-150 that was, and I pulled the gears out of the front diff and put them in this guy. I set them all up and they were mint. I got this guy from the microwave. He was on high for a while and he's gone. Look at him.
Here, want to eat a bee's nest?
Bee's nest?
Yeah, eat the dumpy nest.
Oh,
right on.
Oh, he's
delicious.
He's too fast for the camera. He's
delicious.
Lightning. Oh, he's eating it.
Oh, he's a little dry.
Is that tasty? So I did the fuel injected manifolds on her, but she still got the O2 sensor in her. And I didn't have money for a collector of any variety, so I built this thing out of an old taillight housing. If one side's welded shut, and then, yeah, it's still lasting though. That's how you know it's good. If I sold this to somebody, I'd feel bad. All right, so we're back at her this morning. Well, as far as things getting done today, the fuel system's gonna be a priority. What for this rank old mechanics perfume. Like, look at the color of that stuff. I can't believe it actually runs on that. But all the mud in the frame rail has caused some serious rot. So we got to deal with the fuel lines, and then we can get working on all the other junk. It smells like Bigfoot stick. The dirt's all black from gas leaking over 85 years.
I said, don't disturb you. I'm cleaning my room.
There you go.
Everything reminds me of her. Here, stuck the fuel tank in.
That's what I wanted.
hear it gurgling.
Suck back the line.
Oh, I need an empty jerry can from outside. This is gonna go in the Slave Lake fuel tote. Oh. Yeah. Slave Lake loves running on this stuff. Old gas is basically diesel. Oh, there's our culprit.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that brand used fuel filter on there.
That still looks good. You could reuse that.
Oh man, that reeks, eh? And the old gas has got me up. That and I've had like 35 zins and nothing but caffeine this morning. All right, so she went from ancient old gas to aviation fuel. It's gonna love that. Oh, I know she'll be loving it. And we'll put some ATF in there too, or anything that's oily. It'll help make things mint again. Man, look at that jerry can porridge. Put her on cruise control. All right, so we're getting to slapping the rest of the back of the truck together. And I do eventually want to drive this piece of shit on the road. We're using minimal amount of new parts possible. We got some $4 wheel cylinders on there. We got the adjuster to break free, and she's still mint. She's still got kind of an edge on the star wheel there. So we'll slam all that together. We're gonna reuse all the things we can. We'll make her all mint. If this tab that's on this stud that comes through from the back side of the vacuum plate has that little dingle ripped off for holding the brake line, you just take a P-clamp, shove that in there, just drill an extra hole to the vacuum plate, and then it'll hold everything together mint. Because if you try to pull that nut off, you gotta pull the hub off, all that shit. And then you gotta do a bunch of extra work. You don't have to. Just slam a hole in there, 1/4-inch bolt, mint. All right, so I got the old diff pile in the backyard. So we went and looked, and this one here has damn near new brakes on it. I mean, they're a little rusty, but that's fine. Even the adjuster's still good. So we'll just add whatever parts that she needs, and we're good to go. This is a bunch of shit getting put together with a bunch of other shit, and she'll be mint. All right, so we stripped all the brakes off this side. This side was in pretty good shape. And this side's all rebuilt, hillbilly style. Oh, it's made out of like 10 different diffs I had laying around here. So meow, what a cripple's gotta do is get that busted off vent out of there. That's gonna be a bit of a debacle. Hopefully that comes out. And then I can rig up the back brake line. Look at that vintage pair of line locks that's hanging from there. Mint. So we're gonna heat the absolute out of that. See, if we had done anything inside the diff with brake clean, then we did this, it'd be a real bad time. Yeah, it would probably blow the diff cover off and kill him. Is it gonna come out? Oh, yeah, bud. Oh, it smells like friction modifier. That means that this got a limited slip in her. All right, you can tell a project's going good by absolutely every tool is laid out all over the back of the piece of you're working on. I haven't done any suspension bolts up or anything like that yet, but because I'm stunned. But all the brakes are complete with the best dump hardware that money didn't buy. So all that's dialed in. I bought some cheap brake lines, the old brake cables from Rock Auto. And you guys have a gander at this here. You'll like this. So she's a 79 Ford. Well, look at that's the stock brake cable, I'm guessing. Look at the nice braiding on that, right? It got all tangled up with the drive shaft a couple times. But I was able to get the nut to undo, and I heated the out of it, got the nut to undo, traveled her up against the shaft a few times. Wish the old lady do that. Got 1997 brake cable. The passenger side one's a little long. I should have used 2 driver side ones. I'm not gonna argue about it. I'm just gonna zip tie it to the dip or some variety. Oh, she's got brand new copper brake lines from the last time it rotted off. We pulled a whole pile of, there was 3/16 brake lines that were from the front of the truck to the back that had all rotted off, and now we put the 4th one in there. So we got a functioning parking brake. I couldn't believe it. It's just mint. I'm just stoked. So as far as the shocks go, it's pretty cool to lay wrenches to a truck that I used to own and seeing all the I did when I was broke as. So this bracket I built, I don't remember what I built that out of, but I just made a couple of these brackets for each shock so I could run newer style shocks on an old style truck. I didn't have to go buy any. Alrighty, so meow, what a guy can do, pull this old yoke out of here. The e-brake's not set up enough or else it'd hold it for Fox Creek. Is this guy stuck on there? Yeah, she's stuck on there. These are always stuck on. I don't know why they get so frisky on there. So you take this hillbilly puller tool I built, you bolt her on there like so. You dial those guys into here. I've done about 1 million of these yokes, what for Slave Lake. So this puller is just made out of a piece of 3/8 plate with a nut welded to it, and then a bolt with a nut welded to that. It works good. A little bit of lube in there won't hurt. That's what she said. So we got a bit of a problem here, being that this pinion seal is completely sacked out. But I remember seeing one in the bin back there, so we'll go grab that. You know what, before we do that though, I just want to make sure that this yoke will fit on there. Oh yeah, I love Ford for this. Some stuff, the compatibility's not mint. We've all dealt with old Ford stuff. All the driveline is always mint. You guys will like this. So over the years, the cripple has developed a whole driveline bin. I got all kinds of. This is an old ass box I found in there. Well, it looks like it's been beating around in there for a while, and I think that's a pinion seal. So I am kind of stunned. I haven't actually pulled the diff cover off of this random dump diff, and who knows what could be going on in there. The backlash felt good, but that doesn't mean anything. There could be a whole problem in there, to which I'm wasting my time on right now, but it kind of works, so we're just gonna use it. It'll be fine. This seal is a rusted out pile of shit, and it's getting all kinds of poop in the diff right now. Oh yeah, it's just rotten. Look at that. I've never seen a pinion seal that ripe. Here she comes though. Mint. Oh yeah, barely even got any shrapnel in there. The dip oil looks good though. Let's just check her bearings out here and see what they look like. Oh, these bearings look good. Mint. But that feels pretty good, and there's not even any dirt in that bearing. All that rust and that I just sprayed in there, that's fine. It's fine. All that, it'll just lapping compound for the gears. All right, well that looks good. Line her up, stick her on. If it feels good, your leg's probably made out of wood. I'm not gonna be able to go to bed and sleep good until I know that the dip I put in this thing, spent hours thinking with and put new brakes on and all the rest of that shit, it's gonna be worth its weight in shit, because it's gonna suck ass if I end up putting all new brakes and everything else in this piece of shit. And the crown and pinion's a hot pile of shit or something of that flavor, so I'm gonna go ahead and yank that off and see what's going on in there. You know, hindsight being 2020, the guy might have popped the cover off when he first had her apart, but I'm stunned. It's the way she goes. This is brand new oil in there. I'm excited. Drum roll. Oh, we got the proprietary rusty crown and pinion, or a crown anyway, but all that wears off eventually. It'll be just fine. See how she looks here. I should really go release the parking brake. What do we got? 355s, exactly what a cripple wanted. That's mint. Yeah, all this rust on the crown gear, that happens. It wears off after time. A little bit of howling, a little bit of whining. I'm used to that. I'm married. You guys want to talk about some Final Destination? Look at this. I set the jack over here earlier, and now the skid steer's creeping down, and the jack is holding up on the diff. That's fine. You don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're back to filming this morning.
Say cheese. Yeah. Better get one of the captain. Smile.
I'm gonna have to get you to stand up straight.
Now we have a perfectly usable yoke that we didn't have to spend $8 billion on. Those are the best kind, buddy, I'll tell you. Now cripple's got to go under there and measure eyelet to eyelet as far as the yoke goes. Because when you go get drive shaft measurements, you always measure center cup to center cup, and then they professionally make you a drive shaft. Well, I'm gonna do the same thing, but not really professional. So you bolt this guy up, and drive shaft's done. That's ready to go to SEMA like the rest of the stick dope trucks with the Bluetooth drive shaft. All right, so now you measure center to center on your U-joint cap, and then that'll give you your length of your drive shaft that you need. You can give or take ½ inch, you know, no big deal.
She said that.
It'd be a lot cooler if it was 69.
69?
So now, as far as your slip yoke goes, there's different strokes for different folks here. So you just want to lift her up, and then you don't want to make sure all your good splines that are left are engaged. Slide her all the way until she basements out, and then back about 2 inches, something like so. I think it's bottoming out on rust and dirt, but that's fine. So you go till she bottoms out, mark it, a couple inches of slip. So that'll be good there. Man, so it's gonna be 66 inches from the center of this to the center of that. Precision around here, bud. You don't need to worry about balanced drive shafts. All right, so you're gonna want to stack your grinding discs up just right, so the right level, and then cut the out of it. Yeah. Now let's stab this guy together. You're gonna want to phase your yokes. That's probably the most important part, and making sure it's not completely bent. All right, so you're gonna want to take the old angle iron, match her up right at the center of that cup, center of this cup, so your phasing's all mint. And meow, you don't want to just beat this on there about as mint as you can. You might have to take the grinder to some of it. To cut these off, I always use a grounding disc with a rounded edge to get the weld out of there. And then to get the rest of the guy on there, I just use a dip disc. Now, if you guys are gonna try this at home, just wanna let you guys know that this took years of drive shafts up to figure out. So don't think you're gonna get it done mint the first time. You're gonna wanna have a whole pile of drive shafts laying on hand. It's fine. All right, all the way from one end, don't move at all. But now she's 64 3/4 inch on each side from this guy to the front there. Try not to move anything. Try to find some reference point on the sides. So you'll turn her a couple degrees here and then find a reference point for the sides, which I don't move the yoke. I usually just hook her on here somewhere, something like so. So to there is 62 1/8. So we'll give her 180. So 62 1/8. So she's mint. So now I'm gonna clean her up, burn her in, and it'll be just fine, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right, that's right.
How it works.
Yeah, it'll be mint. All right, now that I got this booger welded all together, that's gonna be fine. Now we'll stick her in the truck. So just so it's easier to put back in the truck, always mark your phasing here. I always go right up onto here just in case if I actually put that seal back on there that basically does nothing. Now we're phased up. All right, well, I bolted in here. I checked the splines. She's mint. You don't need to worry about painting it. How is it supposed to rust and look like the rest of the truck if you put paint on it?
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an...
Okay then.
Minty. What a treat. Alrighty, so meow, the next thing that every hillbilly's got to do is we're just going to weld the out of the rear diff. Alright, I used to have this measurement remembered, but I don't remember now. So it's got to be about 2.5 inch by 1.5 inch. That's what it was. Alright, so what a cripple does, just cuts a little piece of steel out there. Although metal shavings will help the gears lap in. And then you just put it on a magnet, stick her in the spider gears, and weld the out of it. Alright, so as far as welding diffs goes, well, don't worry about that. That little guy, don't worry about that little guy. The only rules that I really follow by is, one, you're taking a beautifully engineered piece of equipment and you're making it obsolete with weld. Weld the out of everything. Don't just half-ass it. I've seen guys just tack the corners, and I don't know what they're hoping to do. Like one day they're going to turn it into an open diff again. But no, but if you're going to weld it, put the plate in there, weld the out of it, and then what I never do is I never weld to the carrier, because that's cast. And you start welding to that, things get wampus. Next thing you know, the bearings are piling up. All right, after 85 gallons of RTV and cleaning these bolts up, all those are torqued to spec. Now what I like to do with these diffs is after I weld them, and this thing's been sitting around for a long time with all kinds of rust and shit in there, I take a big old stinky magnet, and then away from the crown gear, I just like to stick a magnet there. Stick it on the flattest spot possible. And then as the metal makes its way around in there, which is it'll all stick to this, and on your next diff service, it'll just come out with it. That does work. I got like 4 diffs in the yard that are full of these magnets. That's fine. All right, so wheels are all back on her. She's all mint. I'll give you guys the grand tour here. Functioning park brakes with Toby tape just holding them on. I just cut them into the cross member here. I plan on daily driving this old hooer. We got the minty old drive shaft in there. Diff's all welded. I changed the magnet up there because how beat up the diff cover was. It's pretty bent. Brakes are all mint. These shocks I found in the backyard. Everything on this old Ford so far, it's just been parts out of the backyard. Built out of the junkyard. All the suspension bolts. Did up all the U-bolts a little bit better. They were loose as so let's fire it up, stick it into gear, and see how she turns. The wiring is a disaster. We're gonna have to fix that up later. Oh yeah, what a treat. So that's the new gas in there. The new gas runs mint. No. Oh, the speedo work, look at it. Yeah. Brakes work. We're gonna have to resurface those drums with by just pressing the brake pedal a bunch of times. Oh yeah. Man, you can hear the brake drum starting to resurface back there. Yeah, look at it. Everything's spinning around, doing what it's supposed to do. I don't see any wobble in that drive shaft. That's good. All right, well next, the guy should probably worry about the wiring. We need to get the wiring dialed in, the hub dialed in. But I was thinking for an alternator, instead of running the complicated Ford one, we did what Chevy did best. And have the old Chevy one-wire fire on it. Take the lathe and make a spacer in there, because this is a 3-inch gap in here for the Ford one, and we're just gonna run the Chevy one, so it's got a 2-inch spacer on the backside here. We'll lathe that up, make her mint, bolt that all on. I think it'll all jive. And after that, we can finally go take it for a rip. All right, so meow to get this alternator dialed in. I got this guy taken off. This is just a big old cast iron piece of shit. So meow, I don't know why I do this to my crippled self, but every truck I ever build is too high for me to work on, and it's no longer handy cripple accessible. But don't worry, there's a battery always laying around for me to stand on. This guy goes into here, something like so. But I figured what a cripple could do is just cut this guy off, something like so, angle it so it'll sweep. So I'm gonna bolt the alternator on there, lightly up here, and then cut this guy off, and then sweep the alternator over there, up and down, and let her bolt on. It'd be really cool if they built them the same, but Ford's gotta be a little bit different for Fox Creek. All right, with a little bit of the precautionary safety squint and tack welding, we got all that cast iron all welded together. You can't weld cast iron. Well, watch me. You're talking to a fella that has to whittle himself a half new leg every morning. I can make it work. A cripple really should have done the hood hinges, so the hood wasn't basically sitting on his head the whole time, but priority. When they were engineering this alternator bracket, they were like, hey, how much steel should we use? Engineer guy sat his beer down. He's like, all of it. All right, we got pretty good travel there. I think I got enough travel. Oh, yeah, bud, mint. It'll even hold it straight once I whittle up some kind of dingle for this guy here. Can you believe they sell these alternators off Scamazon for 53 bucks?
Yes, I can. I think it's a piece of shit.
I think they're 100 amp too. What a treat. Instant gram welding. What a treat. I mean, that one even looks not bad. Do the old drop test. Mint. Every pile of equipment I have out here has got a Chevy alternator on it. Because man, oh man, did they ever do that right. One wire fire, no voltage regulator on the outside, mint. I mean, it's probably not gonna want to party with all the heat that goes on in there, but I'm not worried about it, it'll be fine. I'll just keep a spare one in the box. Oh, for Fox Creek. Check that out. So we got a lot more gap for the rad hose there, and everything's all welded up mint. We're basically just improving on the dirty old Ford 306, $1.5 dozen minty pile of mint. But the mud that's packed into this old girl, I had to peel out like a ½ pound of mud from between the rad hose and the brake line here. That's fine. The rot that's set into those brake lines, it's all around rot. So it's an even rot. You don't have rot in one spot. You want to have everything equally. Why not me? What a wonderful song. So meow, Cripple's got to build a spacer thing here. I guess the guy could just use a pile of washers, but I mean, when you got a lathe, you want to use her. So we got a dirty old Ugga nut here that was all stripped out and up. We'll just take this thing down. Man, billet. Brand new alternator and bracket. And the thing's even in line. What a treat. All right, I had this stacked out old dump cable. There's not too many holes in it. There's definitely a couple, but I think we can plumb that right into this up solenoid that's already here. Dingle this guy down here, cut her off out there, color me in. It's better to have too big of a wire going to the old alternator than too small of a wire. All right, so it's all bolted in there, wires are hooked up, 12 volts right now. Oh, it spins around, man. All right, so I was dinking out of the hood, trying to get that dialed in, but I can't find key power under the hood if there's no key. So there's this gigantic mess that's been in here for years. So a guy's gonna have to get rid of all that and wire something up better. I went in the backyard and there's not one ignition back there that's not drilled out and up. So we're gonna make these two work on this guy, and then hopefully we have key power. Winter dog. All right, we got power running through this old prick again, and there's a lot more working than I thought was gonna be working. So meow, what a guy's gotta do is, what I got rigged up here is I hacked all that old harness out of there. There's just pieces of it everywhere. So this guy is key power from inside. We're just gonna fire it up and plug this guy onto each terminal and see which lights it. Oh, that thing's just arcing out like crazy. Now we'll fire it up and see if it's charging. All right, the key's on. Let's see if it actually starts with its stock wiring. Oh yeah, man. I think it's working. Let's see what she's putting out. 14 volts, bud. Mint. So you're gonna want to rev her up a little bit to make sure she's not putting out all of it. The altimeter is loud. You can hear it whoa-ing, but I mean, that is Chinese quality.
China, 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 China.
All right, well, let's go see if it shuts off and starts them in the cab now. Well, it shuts off. Let's see if it starts. Here goes nothing. Yeah, man. Listen to that old hooer. What a treat. All right, now we can put the ignition in it. I got one ordered with a key. I don't want to have a key for the old girl. I don't want anybody to steal this thing. Old pickup truck. All right, well, we hacked out of the wiring, put a temperature gauge in it at the tapper on the side of the block there. It was still the same as what she used to be. It's even holding water. Look at it. We got just water in it now. What for coolant expensive, and if there's a hole somewhere, we don't want to do an anti-Willard. It's holding coolant or water. Well, I guess up here it's ice. Liquid ice. It's gonna be kind of a cold start. That water was damn near frozen, eh? Just purrs like a kitten. Man, what an old sweetheart, eh? Oh, it's got oil pressure on the gauge. Does the horn work? Man, listen to that old sweetheart. All right, well, she's been idling here a little while, and allegedly she's up to 160 degrees. All right, so we got all the ingredients for tunes to work here. We got a stacked out old deck. So I think, man, look at this badass old plug. Remember we put in this? Look at that guy.
I seen that. I was looking at that. Does it got the old school radio, the analog? Oh,
realistic. AM.
Oh no, is it?
It only had FM and AM. I couldn't find my Steve Earle cassette. Junior stole it. Who knows where that is? But I did steal his #1 country.
Oh, the 80s.
Yeah, I found that cassette on a road trip. So I just took a side road and found another abandoned place. I don't know what the f this thing is. Oh, there's old engines in here. That's an old Kubota. That's a Deutz. I think that's a Deutz. Yeah, mint. Found a cassette tape. #1 country hits of the 80s. I'm excited. So there's the house there, a shed there, an old cabin, a really old cabin there. But, oh, neat. Oh, this is a seated cabin. Uh-oh. Tell me you stepped on a nail without saying you stepped on a nail. Is this nice? Oh, that sucks if people come and broke all the windows. But look at that, had like a greenhouse on the side. This is a Blair Witch. It's a nice house. Do we go up the stairs? Oh yeah. Ah! Look at that mint old furred. Oh, this is abandoned. It doesn't even smell moldy in here. Well-built house. Yeah, that's why it's not rotten. Tin lasts forever. Oh, a pig pen or chicken coop. Why is there always just a plethora of garbage? Looks like the house just vomited it out the front of it every time. 1 or 2 bullet holes. Who says the old 2-wheel drive Ford isn't a mountain goat? Just billy goated right up here. What's this over here? Generator building or something? Oh, I remember those strawberry baskets. Oh, yeah, Chevy 1-wire fire. Man, is it good? The bearing seems a little tight. You know what? If that thing worked and you had this belt, you could make a hillbilly generator if your battery died. All you'd have to do is add a chainsaw. Put that guy on there and give her a little spinning. I wonder what this was, doghouse? Mother-in-law's house? I don't know what in the this shit is. It looks like wood that's been wrapped in metal wire. Big question remains, does the cassette still work? So we gotta go side one. You gotta rock this thing sometimes. Oh. Oh, it's Dolly!
Jump in the shower and the blood starts pouring.
Yeah!
Working 9 to 5.
Goosebumps right there. This is a treat. Probably never ever would have been listened to again if I didn't find it in that dirty old shed. Oh, look at mosquitoes. They must have followed me from Alberta. Yeah, you know, they're just a giant mountain right there. No big deal. It's real ugly back in here. Who the would want to live here? Like, where the is Starbucks? All right. I got tears in my eyes right now. Oh! Look at the goosebumps. Oh man, it doesn't get any better for this guy. Someday the mountain might get over the long way. I still got goosebumps. Like, oh. Ready for that patina? Oh yeah, patina in the other side of the truck. All right, end of the day, couldn't get any better. Yeah, I was down on the coast when I found that.
That's that one.
An abandoned farm, yeah.
Ah, I remember.
Man,
you were slaying some Dolly Parton, if I remember.
Oh, it's got Dolly on it. It's got all of it. All right, so let's just see if I'd really like for that thing to work. Let's hook her up. You know what? We're gonna touch it against it. Oh, it's drawing power. Was that a bad noise?
What was that sound?
Was that the sound of the smoke coming out of stuff? Well, this wire didn't get hot. Let's see. Well, obviously there's no speaker.
No. If you put a tape in, could you hear it? Hear it spinning, maybe?
Oh, the light's on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's playing. No so now, what we gotta do is figure out which one of these guys can hook up to that speaker.
Yeah.
And then, if it all works, we're gonna wire it up. Look at the light on in there, isn't that mint?
Yeah, you got a light on. Yeah, I see that.
Look at that badassery.
Man.
And I'd much rather have all this than some stick dope and the bass and the dogs and the sticks.
Oh yeah, country through this, through that, on a tape cassette, man, you can't beat it.
No, it's a sore dick deal. Let's put the cassette in. Just playing.
It's turning.
Now give me the contacts there.
Oh, it could be the end of the tape, Phil. You remember the tapes you used to always have at the ending? They would always do that, remember? For a while. Oh, you're on radio mode, I think.
I think when the cassette's in, it'll automatically be.
Oh,
that's radio.
Yeah, let's do it. Be at the end of the cassette. Remember how they used to do that?
Weep.
Oh yeah, you could flip them over. I was thinking, some of them had the button. When the fancy ones, they would flip sides for you.
This has got auto reverse though. Let's blow it out quick.
Man, there's some potential here.
I'm stoked. This thing better not eat my cassette. I love this cassette. This thing's got some memories in it.
Some memories.
Now listen. Are the heads stuck? Where's that screwdriver I gave you? I think in the back in the day, you could just take your stereo apart and fix it. Come on, don't be rusty. Oh, that one come undone. We'll just pull the head unit off here, whatever's going on behind there. Pull it apart, fix her up, snapped in. Then that guy comes off. Turn the power back on, and then this thing would lock down. By hitting that lever, it turns the cassette player on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she's not turning. Oh, she's starting to turn now. We're gonna blow this guy out. She's starting to shoot. Well, she's got balls too.
Her wine looks good.
Yeah. Now open that up. Put this guy back in there. Yeah, we're working now. Oh, man, do you think it's actually gonna work? Yeah, it's playing. Let's see here.
Oh yeah. Oh, scare me. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it's Dolly. That's it. Look at that. Yeah. I was hoping it would be the song. I've done burnouts to the song.
Not too bad. Man, that's nice.
Man. Yeah, we restored it. We fixed her up.
The one that's 1 year old, that's the better. You can't fix that. But 50 years old, yeah, oh yeah, we got her.
Just hook her up. Man, the memories. All right, so let's say if you guys are wiring up a stereo and your hillbilly is and you wired it up with extension cord and you don't know which wire is which. So when you're doing a stereo, it'll have like purple, green, white, or brown or something. It'll be forwards, middles, and rears. But on this piece of shit, it's just 3-wire extension cord because I'm stunned. But you just take a 9-volt battery, hook it up to your wires. That ain't it. That's it. So it's black and white. We can get rid of the green. Mint. All right, so she's running. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Mrs. Cash.
I'm stoked. What a treat. All right, we're gonna finish her off now. What a wonderful song. I mean, it's no Beyonce. Yeah, I'm gonna hang my giant fur burger out the back of my pants and start thinking about the dogs. Man, 79 Ford with this music, oh, just majestic. Yeah, we're living at a better time right now. I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna burn my phone. All right, so a bunch of minty pricks watching this didn't get to see the Patreon video, but I was looking through the old registration here. But look at the Hillbilly Archaeological Dig from back in the day. I don't even know what that is, but look at, you got 12 gauge rounds. I think there's both 7.5 and 4-shot in there. I think there might even be a slug. What's that guy? I always had a gun on me. Well, not that I would ever have a gun on me. Guns are bad and they kill people.
Need more gun laws.
Yeah, we need more laws. Govern me harder, daddy, yeah. Well, I think I'm wearing that shirt right now. Liberals don't like that. Look at the picture of the mouth breather with the mask on. Govern me harder, yeah, more laws. Oh, 30-30 round? Yeah, oh yeah, all of it. Man, I could take the old lady for dinner. There's like $4 in shrapnel here.
That's like 15 cents American.
It is. Oh, and the paperwork said the last time I had this thing on the road was in 2014. So she's been sitting around a while. And when it was pulled off the road, it was not in good shape. Things were bad. All right, so we got the stereo working. That was way more priority than this. But I thought that this thing had spun a wheel bearing out. What for the hub was absolutely piled up. There's some of it there, some of it there, some of it there. But for some reason, the outside nut had backed off. So this is the inside nut with a titty on it. And then the outside nut had backed off and then up the hub somehow. I have no idea how that happened. I don't have a clue. I must have been just drunk when I put this thing together and didn't put the titty and the lock ring together, because there's no reason for that to happen. I actually have some really old videos here. I'll put some clips in there. When I was a kid, this was all rusty and pitted, and I made a hillbilly lathe out of a drill and a piece of ready rod. All right, if you got a spindle on your truck that has a ass edge here, this one's. If you got one that's got a really bad edge there, the seal will never seal again. So every time you go 4x4, mud and water gets past here, sits up against the seal, and then gets in and inside of where your bearings sit on here. The remedy for that is right here. You just take your piece of ready rod and a nut, anything that'll center this spindle so it'll kind of not be so off center up and down, and put your drill on the other end of it with some nuts and washers to center it on this side, and then just turn it down in the lathe. Believe it or not, turn it down like a lathe. This is like a redneck lathe. But anyway, what it looked like before was really as you've seen over there, but it's really shiny now with very little edge on there. There's very little poo on there. I've done this one too, so there's very little left on there, so the seal will actually seal. Leave her in gear, put her on like so, and then slowly spin her. And there you go. Works like new. These spindles are 120 bucks a piece. So now you might have just saved yourself 120 bucks. Chrome ollie before, chrome ollie when I'm done with it. Look at that prick. But the reason that happened was because clips that are supposed to go in here, they broke out, your cup falls off, and then your U-joint beats around inside of there until it's completely. I'm going to show you a new way of putting your U-joints in that could probably prevent your U-joint caps from popping out. So here you go. So to do this fix here, what you're going to need is to go down and get some external snap rings for your U-joint. So instead of these little half moons, you'll have these. So they're gonna go onto the cap of the U-joint, and so you snap ring them on there so that they don't come off. The other ones just pop right the off, but these ones won't. So once you got the snap ring on there, it should go on there like that. That's the new U-joint cap. But once it's all the way around there, it's a lot harder to get off of there compared to this thing. Like, these are easy to put on, but they're easy to take off. I'll see if I can get them on there, and then I'll show you what they look like once they're on there. So you see them, they're snap ringed in there now. Yeah, so now you see how they're snap ringed in there. Yeah, them work just Hey, okay. Now hopefully this side holds together a little better. I had all this apart 100 times, rebuilt it all. I think bearings and seals and everything in this thing were new and part. Oh, and we were using the old skid steer last night. We were using the skid steer for doing body work. We were able to push out some dents because one of the Patreons said this thing's a true dent side. And buddy, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm actually might configure that into the old thumbnail for this video. But we bent the out of the headache rack. The workbox works mint. We went and had a gander through there last night. There's all the hillbilly shackles and snatch blocks and all kinds of course, there's a can of Cosby sauce. But I wanted to do a hillbilly archaeological dig to this dirty old prick. I wonder what's behind the seat. I never did look behind the seat. All right, well, you got the proprietary picnic blanket. Oh, it smells like absolute ass and mold and cat piss. Dirty old coveralls, rock and roll McDonald's style. More boomstick shells.
This is my boomstick!
Dirty old plastic bag. You know, the cab in this thing is in surprisingly good shape other than the floorboards. The cab mounts are good. Everything's mint. Oh, look at the leaves. Open up the door for the passenger side since we tried dinking with the door handle. The window still rolls up and down even though everything's completely missing. Look at that. It's still, well, you got to assist her up a little bit, but it's pretty good for how beat she is.
That's what she said!
We crossed off all the needed done. This is more oil burnt and floor dry. The old clearance stick. Oh, Mrs. Peg used to put this on the gun rack thing to keep her head from getting beat off the thing. Oh, the speaker. Oh, that one's completely thundered. But yeah, see, you just sweep the stuff right through the floorboards. The sandal wearing big truck drivers around here would love this floor. They can just poop right through it. We'll just put the floor mat over that, and now it's fine. That was a legit old Ford floor mat, but I had to cut it because well, I don't know why I cut it. Oh yeah, it wouldn't fit. It was out of a truck that was a 2x4, and I cut it so it would fit around the shifters. You know what? The best never rest floor mats that I had in the old water truck in the last video. A bunch of minty pricks were saying that those floor mats are worth a fortune. I didn't know it, but next time I'm out there, I'll grab them and I'll give them to whoever sent me a she-mail there. Don't worry about that. That's fine. I don't even think it was that rusty when I parked it. It was definitely 13 years of rust set in. But look at the door. That thundered. Still shuts perfect. All right, so I got these chains from the dump this morning. When the Lord hands you some chains for your truck at the dump in the morning, when I drove to the dump, it was like when I got that couch for the first time. You just see it sitting there. It just tells you this thing wants to delete a bunch of parts on my driveline. So tires are mint. I love those tires. You got TSLs, you got Baja Claws, anything that, you know, they're all good tires. Well, Baja Claws kind of suck, but they're all kind of mint, but they all work way better when they're wearing chains, like all of it. A joke comes to mind. We're gonna put these guys on here, and it should rip way better. It's pretty much the equivalent to paddle tires once you gear them up. So I'm gonna get these all sized up, throw them on the old Ford, and go give her all the way. It's gonna be a treat. Where the f are the chain pliers? All right, well, I got her wearing her jewelry, looking all mint. I always run a bungee cord for the first bit just to keep them guys all tight. Once they wear in a bunch and the rust all falls off, what a cripple can do is just tighten it back up so they're just cherry. If they fall off on the inside, all those brand new brake lines I just put on, she gone. All right, well, let's go for the first drive in this old girl that I've been on in, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've driven this old prick, and I'm pretty stoked. Look at her.
Are you crying? What's that? Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not a crier. I don't cry. I work out.
What an old peach. Just like I remember. Absolutely like All right, I got her 2x. Oh, she died on me. I got her in 2x. I guess I didn't hit the snowbank with enough jam. Oh yeah, the snowbank's a nightmare. We're probably buried. All right, let's see if we can't delete the drive line. We're absolutely mired. All right, I want to go grab old Dick and pull her out and get back at her. I mean, I barely even got it stuck. Those are 37-inch tires, and they're damn near under the snow. That's fine. So what's the lesson here? I gotta hit her harder. That's all that means. It'll be fine. More red line, more clutch stumps, pressure test the drive line. More speed was all. All right, let's go through the checklist. Truck that's running like that hasn't been on the road in forever, check. A trail that's never been gone down this winter, check. Nobody to call when I get stuck, check.
That look like spit to you?
Yeah.
Ah, f it.
Oh, the old girl's just a billy goat. I think the snow might be a little bit too deep. Oh, for Fox Creek. Check out that. Well, I'm definitely scratching for traction and getting the ground, but there's way too much snow still. Live in Alberta, they said. It'll be mint, they said. I'm gonna probably go get the track loader. That's the only thing that'll get in here to pull this old girl out. Please stand by. Yeah, Daddy got her pretty stuck.
Dad, which one's in and which one's out?
Go back towards Daddy. Okay.
In.
That old girl. Daddy's stunned. Alrighty. Well, Junior gave me a ride back on the closet at Terry Fox. I think there's too much snow and I'm too stunned to go to do too much bagging with this old girl. I'm gonna beat the f out of it in the ditch a little bit more, I guess. It does that pretty good. Try bagging her over the ditch here. I'm probably not gonna make it, but I already got stuck twice today. like sitting on the diffs.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Yeah. Yeah, we got her properly stuck again. Like, there's not even anything touching this time. She's all air underneath the tires. What a treat. All right, well, we moved her over. Stuck for the third time. It's fine. What a treat. Well, she's not overheating or nothing. Even when I was beating on her there for a while. Got up to about 200 degrees, freedom unit there, but that's fine. You break up the snow in the ditch, it'll melt faster. Buried again. Willard, I reckon I'm stunned. Let's go be stunned together at home. Just when you think the dogs were stunned. Look at these things. You guys look like I think I put on like 7,000 Terry Fox miles today. Oh, feels like somebody put a half dozen bananas in my pants and turned the monkey loose. I'm beat. Oh, fur's still running mint though. All right, Witter dog. Well, there are two things at play here. Either A, the snow is a little too deep, or I'm just a little too stunned. Well, the old girl fired up. I put my heart and soul into her. I made her run and drive again. I got to, over the next little while here, do some body work to it. You know, maybe put some doors on it, beat the fenders out, something like that. Make her kind of mint. I want to take her to town. I miss driving this old girl. Mrs. Peg was just stoked about it last night. It definitely struck a few strings on the old ticker when I brought this thing out of the backyard. What for all the beating that I put it through, and how much I love this old girl. I spent years in this old thing. She's here to stay. I won't kill this one. Witter dog, you were filthy, bud. You stunned dog. Witter dog, we gotta go do shout outs, bud. You wanna come sit in the truck? We're not going for a truck ride, but you can come sit in the truck. You good dog. Come on, Witter dog. Get in the truck. Oh, you're struggling. Get the truck, come on. I'm the cripple one, not you. What are you, stunned? Oh, this thing's way too tall. It's not even cripple accessible anymore. So I made her to the end of this video. I thought the old editing would never end. My fat crippled ass was glued to that chair for all of it. Pretty stoked to have the old Pearl back on the go here. I'm gonna get her fixed up and ready for the road, you know. Gotta pull a few dents out and this, that, and the other, but she's gonna be mint. I gotta give the girl the old Mima treatment, you know? Make it mint again. Well, and before I forget, because my memory is about as long as my bird is, all the guys that bought stencils, I appreciate you ever lived in out of it. We sold a bunch of them. It was a long wait to get them in. It was a long wait to get some quality ones. These ones are nice and thin and floppy and you can't really wreck them. Well, you guys are gonna wreck them because you're stunned like me, but we did the best we could with what we had, and I'm glad all you minty pricks enjoyed them. We got a bunch of pictures from a bunch of Patreons that we threw up on the old Instagram, and old Kevin there, my right-legged man, was even commenting. He's like, man, some guys are mint. They spend a lot of time dialing it in, and other hillbillies are just doing the old overspray treatment. Mint. Weird dog. What are you doing in there? You look a little lonely. Old Bass Pro Shop Canada had that minty prick on sale. With a dog. All right, so usually at the end of my loop tube videos, I usually like to give a shout out to all the minty pricks that are keeping the boat afloat. I even handwrite and misspell every one of your minty pricks names in here. But before I get to doing that, I posted on the old Patreon. It says to the fella, I said, hey, a lot of you minty pricks getting to ask some questions to this old cripple, and I never get a chance to answer them. We try to send messages in the message folder there, but it's a giant pile of. So I figured for this video, what we went through, and I made a post on the old Patreon asking fellers if they had any questions for this old cripple. And the comment section blew up like the rear diff on this old prick before I put the new one in it. With a dog. So I asked the minty pricks there if they had any questions, and we got blowed up with all kinds of questions. So me and my right-legged man, Kevin, we went through the old talker there, and we picked a bunch of questions out. I was only gonna do 5 questions for him and 5 questions for me, but we had like 8,485 questions. So if I don't get to yours, we'll be doing this a little more regularly in the videos. So all you minty pricks, I appreciate you asking questions, and I'm gonna do my best to answer. So we got the first question here from John William Swartz. Guys gotta wonder what got you into doing videos. Well, what got me into the old videos was I always liked making videos. They're always a good time. I remember when I was a kid, my parents had this gigantic handheld camcorder that put a full-size VHS tape in the side. And me and my buddy James Baldwin and Spencer Rombo, we used to go out and beat the shit out of my old cars and stuff, and we'd film all that. And the biggest thing that got me into videos when I first moved to Alberta was there's a bunch of newfies that would come out here with their bull stories, and I wanted some videos to back it up. Because if I told you that I had a truck named Slave Lake that I could spray ether in any day of the week, redline the hell out of it, beat the ever-living out of it, haul 20 logs on the back through the bush, no one would ever believe that story. But if you can make a video, it's a hell of a lot better than a story. All right, the next question comes from Jacob. Whatever happened to Jaco, which is funny because his name's Jacob, Miss Mullet Break Action? Well, he's a minty prick. I love that guy. I've known him ever since he was 10 years old. That kid's mint. He's like my son or my brother, whatever you want to call it. I love that guy, but he's been too busy. He's trying to get his apprenticeship done, trying to become a automotive mechanic. And believe it or not, lo and behold, the minty prick's actually working on my Irene picker truck right now because, well, there's all of it wrong with it, and we're trying to get it going because we both need to use the piece of shit. Next question comes from Zero Given. It says, good suggestion here. I'd like to know the story, how you got where you are, from where you've been, and how a cripple keeps his head through all the hardships along the way. Believe it or not, oh boy, some of us can relate, and gives us hope that we're doing the right thing, giving life all the way, just saying naysayers. Just do make your own way and say out of your ass. Tell us the story, old boy. Well, I grew up in a logging town just over the mountain range from here. I grew up in a 79 Ford with a gun in the back window, listening to Dolly Parton on the radio, and I haven't changed a bit since then. I moved to Alberta when I just turned 19, lived in my Econoline van that I stole from my ex-girlfriend's dad, but later on down the road I ended up paying for it. But yeah, I lived in the van, started on the rigs, started pulling wrenches out here for cash and driving anything that moves, running anything that moves, wrenching on anything that was broken, and here we are. That's about it. Brandon Watt. Why have I never gotten a shout out? Well, Brandon Watts, I f***ed your name up already. Brandon Watts, here's your shout out, buddy. Next we got Peg's Good Leg. No bullshit, I gotta go to the city on Monday to get a new leg dialed together. What, for this one, I'm literally on my last leg. I had to turn bearings down on this thing. What, for bearings fell out of the friggin' thing when I was giving her the other day, and they didn't have any parts on the shelf, so I gotta get a new leg because the other one snapped off and this one's right struggling. But his question was, Peg, what was your first car? Do you still have it? And then he told me to keep out my ass. My first car was a 92 Fox Body Mustang, and it was badass as hell. It had 132,000 kilometers on it, which is all for miles. The thing had a cam in it. I drank a lot of beers in that car. I got a little poontang in that car, and it hauled ass. It came with snow tires for it, so when the guy sold it to me, he's like, oh, it comes with snow tires. They were just burnout tires. I bolted them on as soon as I got them and burnt the out of them. What's my favorite gas engine I've ever owned? Well, I love all gas engines. If I had to pick one, it would probably be the 390. 390 I got in my backyard. When Trump got inaugurated, I was just redlining the of that thing and just having a good time. You don't beat the sound of an FE block sitting at 5,500 RPM with long tube headers on it. Man. Oh, and that question was from Puds Towing. Next question's from OBS Jack. What is the first thing you'll do as an American when Alberta becomes the 51st state? I hope that happens, or I hope Alberta becomes its own country, and then we can just have an open border between Alberta and northern Montana, or they just change Alberta's name to northern Montana and we become the 51st state. But the first thing I would do is the same thing I do every time I go to the state. I go get a Miller Tall Boy, a pack of American cigarettes, and I'd sit there and just breathe in the freedom. I love it. And I go shoot guns. We don't have those up here. Huge Erection says, can you explain why you got the Ferd farm and what your plans are for it? What happened to the Blue Picker Power Stroke, the F-600? I haven't seen them pricks in a while. Well, I do have, there was a guy that was asking in the comment section a little while ago on the Patreon. I did post the F-600 video for him to watch. I still got it. It's sinking in the backyard. The Blue Power Smoke, I got big plans for that. Diesel Conversion Specialist actually sent me up a bunch of minty for that, but procrastination's like fun while you're doing it, but in the end you're just yourself, and I haven't gotten into that project yet. And as far as the bird farm goes, well, that was a sore dick deal on Richie Bros, and I got it for a wicked good deal, and I needed a bigger chunk of land to store all the garbage that I got. The accoutrements asked me, he says, where's the Cummins dumpster? It's dead about 50 feet that way, but don't worry, it's parked really close to the healing bench right there, and I think I can hear the pistons rebuilding themselves right now. Puds towing, oh, he asked 2 questions. All right there, Puds. He said, what happened to the last few trucks you did in Revive and Drive? The Dodge with the crane, Jayco's working on it. The gas Super Duty, it's in the backyard about 75 feet from here. The Sassy Cab chassis IDI you got from the farm. The Sassy Cab and chassis IDI you got from the farm. I don't know, man. I don't know what you, I got like 100 of those. Oh, the white one. It's about 100 feet from here, and it's still holding down the ground. Brad Warman says, we can tell you're a good wrench. You should build yourself something nice. Well, buddy, I like junk. I love this. If you gave me the keys to a brand new truck, I would much rather drive something like this. I hate anything nice and fancy. When I was a kid, my dad owned a body shop, and we fixed up all our cars and made them all minty. And I didn't like it because the first chance I got to go beat on some box, I actually had a fully restored '88 Mustang when I was a kid. Fox body, T-top, 5-speed, mint. And I would much rather have driven, well, no, I'm not gonna say I'd much rather have driven, but I had equal as much fun driving my 1987 Aries K car at the time as I did driving that hot rod piece. Because there's just a quality of hot rod piles of like this that fancy pants cars don't have. So yeah, I just like driving junk. Isn't that right with her dog? And I could fix this thing. Gabby GTS asked, what the leg worth these days? Well, I just found out the hard way, and I got to travel my crippled ass 6 hours to the south to go get one, and they're about 11 grand Canadian, so that's like 25 bucks American. All right, Jiggy Mc asked me a question here. He said, why do you hate Dodge so much? Buddy, I don't hate Dodge, I don't hate Ford, I don't hate Chevy, I don't hate anything. I just like ripping on everything. So in the oil patch, when you walk into a doghouse, there's a group of guys. There's drillers, there's derrick hands, there's floor hands, there's lease hands, there's all kinds of fellas sitting in the doghouse, right? But if you walk in a doghouse and everybody in there starts ripping on you, that means they like you. If you walk into the doghouse and no one says that means they don't like you, and you should probably get the off lease. So I rip on everything. I rip on myself more than anything. I rip on cripples 11 days out of 10 for Fox Creek. So I don't hate cripples. I just like making fun of so yeah, I don't. Dodges are garbage, Fords are garbage, Chevys are garbage. They're all a bit garbage, but I love them. Look at the truck I'm sitting in right now. This thing is a giant hot pile of and I love it. Growing up, I always had either a Chrysler K car, a Chrysler minivan, or a Ford truck. Yeah, I don't hate anything, buddy. I just rip on everything. Just the way she goes. The same goes for people. I rip on everybody. If I rip on you, that means I like you. If I don't rip on you, well, I probably don't like you. Get the off my property. Dirty Ferg 69 says, are you cool with fans coming up and saying hi? I don't know it at the time, but it turns out that I watched you in Dallas, I think, blow up that Kenny at Tournament Burnham. Would be a treat to say hello someday. Man, I love it when fellers come up and both this, that, and the other. I just don't like it when fellers come out to my land. I think that's disrespectful and hard because we have had people come out here and it's not meant. Usually they get stuck on my driveway because it's a mud bog disaster. But yeah, I don't like when guys come out here, but I do enjoy it when they recognize the hot rod pile of shit I'm driving and they come up for a bull mint. Hound Bear Hunter asks, how many boomsticks do you got and what kinds? I don't have any, and I lost them all in a canoeing accident. All right, so my right-legged man Kevin says he's gonna pick some questions, so I'm gonna answer those guys. We got HB Enjoy Gaming. Just a weird question. Does Frenchie speak French since his nickname, or is it a running gag? No, he's a bona fide Frenchman, and you could smell it. He speaks French 100%. All the communities up north of here, they're all French speaking, and they're all stunned. But yeah, he speaks French all day long, I reckon. Puds Towing asked another question. So that's 3 you're getting, Puds. And this is the one from Right-Legged Man. So he says, best Richie Bros deal you've ever had. I bought a 1991 City Bus. So the City Bus, they retired them. And it had a dirty old 2-stroke Detroit in it. And I bought the thing for 250 bucks. And me and old Mullet Break drove that thing around Grand Prairie. And drove up the bus stops and like made it look like we were going to pick them up. Because the thing looked legit. And as soon as we'd stop to pick them up, they would like change their body posture to get in the door. And we'd floor that dirty old Jimmy and just blast them with smoke. I got that thing for 250 bucks. I took about 2,000 liters of diesel out of it. And then I sold it for 3 grand. So that was a mint deal. But I'm always getting good deals at the sale and selling. So yeah, but that was definitely the best deal. Jay Jacati asked, How many lattes on average before Mrs. Peg is ready for the second leg? I don't know. You can get her into the wine, you know, get her into the wine and have a couple of lattes and things just happen. I mean, look what I drive. Everybody wants to get a piece of old Peg and leg when you're driving hot rods like this. Speedy's Fab Shack asks, where did you order Mrs. Peg from? I need one myself. I'm ugly. Well, I can see your profile picture, buddy. You couldn't trick or treat over the phone. You're not that ugly. But I ordered Mrs. Peg out of Switzerland. She was a good buy. I got her on the old auction there. And yeah, she's a good broad. Eating kitties that taste like dump bees asked me, says, if you stumbled across a load of money, what would be the first thing you do with it? I'd buy more junk. I love the life I live. I have a great time out here in the country with me and my family. I buy a bunch of dirty old junk, even though it's worth all. And I'd be doing the same thing I'm doing meow if I won the lottery or something like that, but I'd be doing it on a grander scale with more stupid shit. All right, well, I appreciate all you minty pricks for asking questions on the old Patreon. It was actually kind of fun answering them. I never done this kind of shit before, so it was a good time, wasn't it, Wheeler Dog? No, we're not going for a truck ride. We're just doing some pettings in the truck, that's it. You a good dog. But believe it or not, I ain't no bank teller, but I do like to give credit where it's due. All the minty pricks that are keeping the lights on, the diesel of burning, and the wheeler of stunning. Well, these are all those minty pricks. And we got some forgotten guys in here. So don't worry, we got you guys on a list. So we'll start her off with the old 10 buckers. We got Dave Cochran, Bald Tires and Crab Fires, Stun Car Guy 69, Forlow Joel, Lennon Sadarf, Baron Van Austin, J59 Guy, Tyler Justin, Tyler Spencer, Tim Droter, Marvin Chabez, Caleb Snetcher, Thomas Fung, Jake VH, Peppermint Butt Piss, Zachary Runkle, Cecil Watts, Justin Salvatore, Maynard, Kyle Madden, Jake Shepard, Herman Fiera, Seth Key, Travis Moen, MN Nice Gaming, Noah Lawrence, 16-letter spreader, buddy. I've heard of a 13-letter spreader. What's a 16-letter spreader? We got Riley, Gavin Bruce, Tyler Clement, JJ Williams, 7.3 Mo Lester, Old Possums 302, Brandon Ludwig, Jacob McCollum, Darren Davis, Minty Prick, Kurt Go Bang. Where's your drooling all over the shoutouts? How dare you? Ryan Saladin, Jake Fleming, Mint F600 Ferd, Dwayne Key, 292 Willard stickers, 292 Willard stickers. Is that a Willard sticker guy? Willard. It's your biggest fan, bud. Chode 7.3, 6.5, Dirty Detroit 94, Hunter Bowman, and Morningwood 690. We got the 12-0 tours at Chase Ladia, Joe Sarofi, Twisted Shifter 1776. What a treat. Alan Super, Braden, Ken Franklin, and the Country Evangelist. We got the 15 buckers at Fag Meat Dope and Morgan Wolf Folk. Those guys rhyme. We got the 1776ers at Zach Fulgus, 1776. What a treat. Sam Pearson, N. Carnhart, Stephen Dahl, Jake G, Joe, Sean Edinburgh, and Jake Hoffman. We got the 20 buckers at north of Highway 8. Mira Kingsley, I think that's another broad. Hey guys, there's another broad. It's like a Grand Prairie party. There's 8,000 wieners and one broad. Dr. Joe, Small Engine Guru Barry, Dart Robber, Ice Swallow. Oh, I see what you did there. That's awesome. You only really know unless you read her out. 6.5 Dirty Diesel, Canada Trapper, AJ Gurney. We got Richard Opus at 25 beans and Scumbag John at 26 beans. Guys, I appreciate the out of it. All right, well, I appreciate you guys coming on the old Patreon. You got our tits out of 10. Make sure you go through the old Patreon. There's all kinds of videos, all kinds of we put on here, so go get what you do. There's a bunch of minty pricks and halfwits that have been around here a while, and they seem fit to give my fat crippled ass a raise, and those fellers are Donnie Drack, Pork and Beans War, Frozen Nut 6.9, Chris Hawks. Our liberties we prize, rights will remain. Buddy, that's a mint name. Vacay Uper, Zach S, Nick Stiff, Baywop 1988, Mike Durempintingi. That's a mouthful. Andrew Maloney, Jake Fleming, Rusted Up Garage, Brennan Hill, Eddie Lives, Cody, Michael Hernandez, Randingo, Steel Wheel 2004, Piss Jug 87, Luke Duke 1776. What a treat. Joseph Kearney, Kerosene Carl, I'm just here for Peg. What a treat. Thanks, buddy. The Menace of Montana. Man, I'd like to meet that guy. Go down to Montana, meet the Menace of Montana. That'd be a treat. We got Chris Baines, Reese Gunzak, Zach Vanderslick, Coyote 911, and Mouth Breathing Mongoloid. Appreciate all you guys. You got your tits out of 10. You guys are Man, my right-legged man, sometimes he's stunned, and I like to drink, and sometimes I'm stunned, and Willard's definitely stunned. So we definitely forget people, and those are the guys that we forgot. We got Brother from Another Mother, Mr. and Mrs. Stunned, Redneck Greg, and Danger Ranger. So apparently there's this minty broad named Erica Smith. She was sending the old right-legged man a bunch of she-mails asking why the her boyfriend didn't get a shout out. So we she-mailed her back and said, what's his name? But she never relinquished the feller's name. So Erica Smith, you're getting a shout out. In. All right, well, I wanted to get this video hammered out before my fat crippled ass heads to the city for a week to try to get a new piece of wood all dialed up for the old walking stick. So once again, to all you minty pricks that watch the video, I appreciate the shit out of you. Until next time, you guys keep out your ass.